Welcome to Extension Ed Talks. I'm Nora Rhoades with Kansas State Research and Extension, and today we are going to focus on stress management. I think it's stress. Are you losing your stripes? Do you feel like you have any stripes left? Where is the stress happening in your life? How are you dealing with it? And how can you improve dealing with stress? That's what we're going to focus on today during our Extension Ed Talk. I am Nora Rhoades, your Family and Youth Development Agent for Kansas State Research and Extension, and I serve the Post Rock Extension District specifically. And today we are going to explore how you can apply some really constructive stress management strategies to all areas of your life. Stress is everywhere. Stress is your body's response to experiences and events. It's everywhere. It's where you live, where you work, and where you play. Stress is something that might even be where you drive, where you eat, and where you sleep. Like I mentioned, it's everywhere. It's how we deal with stress that determines whether stress is good or whether it's bad. So like I mentioned, stress is your body's response to events and experiences happening in your life. Before we determine how we're going to react to our stress, though, we need to determine what is causing it. So what is the provoking event for the stress in our life? What is the stressor, as we call it? Stressors can be, one single event or circumstance that creates the stress in your life, or it can be, a multitude of things that pile up and then create, the amount of stress that you're dealing with. So today we're going to work through some strategies so that you can not only identify that, but that you can also work through it in a more constructive fashion. Stress can be good, but it can also be bad. When we're talking about good stress, we're talking about the type of stress that helps you rise to a challenge. It helps increase your focus, your stamina, and your alertness. So think about an upcoming test, or maybe an upcoming ball game or athletic event, maybe a big project deadline at work, or something that you're looking forward to with your family. Stress is something that's going to encourage you to get out of bed and accomplish something. Your daily goal for the day, or maybe a goal that you've set out for the week, for the month, or even a long-term goal. Without this positive, healthy stress in our life, you're not really going to have the motivation to accomplish it. Stress can also be very bad. It can be very harmful to your overall wellness, whether that's your emotional wellness, your mental wellness, your physical wellness. All components of your wellness are going to be impacted by distress. So distress, this is the anxiety, the tension, the irritability, the really negative consequences of dealing with these stressors in our lives. It can become very overwhelming, and it can also become very exhausting. Our body reacts to stress in basically 3 different ways. The first step of reacting to stress is alarm. Okay, so stress is what tells our body that we need to work through a situation, we need to survive, we need to get over the hurdle or get through the hoop. Okay, typically our body is going to do this through fighting, through flight, or through freezing. Okay, so fighting means that you're going to take the bull by the horns and you're going to deal with it. Sometimes we deal with it in a more healthy way than others, which we'll discuss in future segment of our Extension Ed Talk. We can also flight. So this means that we're going to avoid the situation. We're going to get out of there as quickly as we can. And then sometimes our body's reaction in the alarm step can be that we freeze. We just don't know how to react, and so we just literally freeze in our steps. Our alarm step deals with the bloodstream and the chemicals that are working through our bloodstream. And then these chemicals, after the alarm stage and determines, whether we're going to fight, flight, or freeze, is going to move us into the second step of our body's reactions to stress, and that's the resistance and adaptation step. This is what your body does to return to your normal condition. So the condition you were prior to that stressor being a part of your life. Negative management of stress determines that your body is going to take it on to the next level. We're going to really reach distress. Healthy management of stress says, okay, I'm dealing with this stress. I'm going to work through it. I'm going to make the most of the situation. I'm going to become satisfied. I'm going to accomplish my goals. And I'm going to return my body back to the normal condition. Okay, so that's really how we deal with it and make it good stress or not so good stress. The third step and third reaction to stress is exhaustion. So like I mentioned, this is in the resistance and adaptation stage, where if we do not appropriately deal with our stress, we're going to take our body and our wellness to the state of exhaustion. This is stress overload. It can lead to emotional, mental, and physical consequences. This is where stress might become something that you chronically deal with. It's not just, a short-term amount of stress that you work through, maybe with an athletic event, an upcoming project deadline, or maybe you're serving as a leader or volunteering somewhere. This is not just a short term, I've got to get through it. This is when exhaustion starts really impacting your more day-to-day activities as a snowballing effect. When we return to our Extension Ed talk focused on stress management, we are really going to talk about how you can manage stress in an effective way so that we can really avoid reaching the exhaustion step of how our body reacts.
Some mobile phone providers think they can just take. They'll all take an arm and a leg for a new phone. Got it. And look out if you go over your data limit.
I didn't see that coming.
Unlimited data plans as low as $20 per line. Come into any of our stores for a free, upfront, and honest consultation about your data and wireless needs. Nex-Tech Wireless, the carrier you trust.
Your home's exterior is the best defense against harsh weather conditions. With insulated vinyl siding, energy-efficient windows, spray foam insulation, and metal roofing from AquaShield Roofing and Construction, you can protect your home from howling winds and ice-cold temperatures. Don't let Mother Nature interfere with the comfort of your home. Call or visit us online today for a free estimate. AquaShield Roofing and Construction. Our team is dedicated to your complete satisfaction.
Come on down to Bees Bargains in Smith Center, Kansas. We got the deals.
We have a wide variety of inventory like soap, toiletries, toys, mini fridges, even kitchen tables.
Everything is new at Bees Bargains, but it's all half the price. Yes, half price. That isn't just a good deal, that's a great deal.
And with new items daily, our inventory is constantly changing. That means new great deals are coming in by the truckload weekly.
Bees Bargains in Smith Center. If you can't find a deal here, you can't find one anywhere.
Welcome back to Extension Ed Talks. I'm Nora Rhoades, a Family and Youth Development Agent with Kansas State Research and Extension, and today we are focusing on stress management. As we think about the stress in our life, we want to manage it effectively. When we're choosing our management strategies for stress, we're really focusing on using these strategies in the resistance and adaptation step of our body's response. So positive strategies are going to return our body to the normal condition prior to, when the stressor made its way into your life. And then we have our negative strategies that can really take us into the state of exhaustion. We want to have so many well-polished, positive strategies for stress management that we can keep the negative strategies to a minimum and keep the exhaustion out of our lives. Before we can dig into really applying the most effective stress management strategy to your life, you really need to stop, to breathe, and to think about what is truly provoking this stress. What is the stressor? So as we identify the stressor, think about what the provoking event is, what the cause is, what the trigger is. This can be a single event or it can be multiple events that pile up and really impact your life. Think about the roots of a tree. Okay, the roots go well below the surface, okay? This is the same way that stress deals with our lives, okay? The trigger, the stressor, can be something that we don't really see firsthand, and we really have to stop, take a deep breath, take a step back, look at the big picture and think about, what is the root cause of why this is impacting me this way? Once we understand the root cause, the stressor, we can choose a healthy management strategy. There are essentially two ways to deal with stress. You can either change the situation or you can change your reaction to the stress. Regardless, we want to make sure that either way that we deal with it is safe. This means that it provides no harm to you and no harm to others. So our healthy management strategy needs to be safe, but we also need to decide, are we going to change the situation or are we going to change our reaction? If we want to change the situation, we need to think about avoiding the stressor. So this can be maybe where you think about, okay, is there certain people that I need to, remove myself from situations in which I engage with them as frequently, if that's possible, or you need to limit the environments that are really stressing you out, or they're reminding you of certain instances that can trigger some stressful responses. Or you can alter the stressor. So maybe if there's a toxic person that you're engaging with, you can invite someone else to join you. So you can alter the situation if you can't completely avoid that person altogether. Or if you have to face an environment or a situation that you know causes a lot of stress for you, you can kind of decide, how can I alter this? So maybe you just do not think your workspace is very accommodating to your productivity. Just taking a couple of 5-10 minutes to just reset your office space so that you can truly feel comfortable and productive and put your talents to work, you're going to find that you're going to have a much more productive and satisfying workday. So just altering the stressor, avoiding the situation, changing the situation is one way that you can deal with stress. Evaluate that physical environment, take a look at the people in your life, or consider your calendar. Maybe it's something in your schedule that you really need to change in order to find a more satisfying experience in your life. The other thing we can do is we can change our reaction. So this means that you can accept the stressor and accept that it's a part of your life. You can find humor in it, right? If you can't change it, might as well laugh as you deal with it. Adopt the stressor. So accept the fact that stressor is going to be a part of your life and just incorporate dealing with it in a healthy manner into your daily routines and rituals. Compromise. You don't always have to be right and you don't always have to win. Find a way that you can be satisfied and that you can find satisfaction for yourself and others as you work through that solution-focused problem-solving attempt. Let it go. Don't hold grudges. If you cannot change the situation, you need to accept that sometimes you just need to let the stressor go so that you can continue to move forward in order to reach your goals. When we return to our Extension Ed Talk focused on stress management, we are going to continue to learn about some management strategies that can improve your everyday experience.
Make a difficult choice an easy one with Cedar View Assisted Living's knowledgeable and caring staff. Your loved one will be professionally taken care of as they transition into their new community. With movies, holiday parties, planned exercises, and games, residents will have opportunities every day to enjoy their time at Cedar View. Multiple room styles are available, ensuring a just right fit for your loved one. Come see Cedar View Assisted Living for yourself next to Sternberg Museum. The care you need, the home you want.
Storage Solutions is invested in complete customer satisfaction. You can choose a drive-up unit or a climate-controlled unit. Plus, you can choose from storage units of all sizes to fit your inventory. And that's not all. They'll sign for your packages and deliver and unload them into your unit. Storage Solutions has been named in the top 100 U-Haul dealers 6 times. Rent a pickup, cargo van, or a moving truck to keep your goods on the go. Remember, making moving and storing easy is Storage Solutions in Hayes and Victoria.
What a girl wants in her home kitchen. Ease of use, flexibility, fun, the latest kitchen design, Frigidaire Professional Real Stainless Steel for fewer finger smudges, a French door refrigerator, convection cooking, a quiet dishwasher. Have the staff at Genuine Appliance in Hayes demonstrate new Frigidaire Professional appliances to find what you want. Genuine Appliance at 1224 East 27th in Hayes. Everything a girl wants.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Oh, let's see who's free. Jerry?
When insurance agents work for only one company,
Michael!
their options are simply limited.
Everybody!
But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Let us shop for you. Contact Rogers & Associate to learn more.
Welcome back to Extension Ed Talks. I'm Nora Rhoades, a Family and Youth Development Agent with Kansas State Research and Extension, serving the Post Rock Extension District. Today, we have been discussing stress management. Let's think about some healthy stress management strategies that you can continue to implement or start implementing into your life to help deal with those stressors so that you do not enter the exhaustion stage, or you can limit the amount of exhaustion in your life. When we choose a healthy management strategy, we need to recognize that there's literally about 2 ways we can deal with stress. That's changing the situation or changing your reaction to the stressor. When we choose which healthy management strategy we are going to implement, we need to remember that it needs to be safe. It cannot cause self-harm to you, and it cannot cause harm to others. Whatever management strategy you choose, make sure that it is safe. So here's some different ways that we can choose a healthy management strategy that either changes the situation or changes your reaction to the situation. Keep things in perspective. Remember that stress comes and goes, okay? It's good and it can really put some pep in your step. It can help you focus on your goals and really go after things that are important to you. So keep it in perspective. Realize that, you know what, this is good for me. It's gonna help me get where I want to be. Think outside of the box. Recognize that you cannot control everything. Pick your battles, right? Look for solutions rather than only focusing on the problems. So if you have a solution-focused mindset, you are going to think about, okay, how can I use this stressor to be a positive influence in my life? Instead of, if you only focus on the problem, you're going to blame that stressor, and it's really going to hold you back. Make sure you set aside relaxation time. You should be mindful throughout your daily life. Whether you're at home, you're at work, or you're at somewhere in between, you need to be mindful and in the moment. So if you do not build relaxation time into your daily routines and rituals, you're not really giving your mind and body a chance to slow down, to relax, and to really process your experiences. And without this relaxation time, you're really providing that opportunity for multiple events to really build up and create an even more impactful and exhausting stressor down the road. Another way to choose healthy management strategies is to make sure that you do something that you enjoy each day. When I talk to people of all ages, whether they're young or they're old, as you begin to get older and get more responsibilities, I often find a correlation with a decrease in the amount of hobbies and interests that you implement into every day of your life. Make sure that you take time to relax and take time to do something that you enjoy every day. Even if it's for 15 minutes or even 10 minutes, implement that into the nooks and crannies of your life so that those stressors don't have time to seep into that. Keep your sense of humor, right? If you can't change it, laugh along with it as you deal with it. Sense of humor, is a way that we can really forgive ourselves and work through maybe situations that might be embarrassing or that we're not quite sure how to process. So always keep your sense of humor, but try not to be offensive in that type, because remember that the teams and the people that you're working around, we're all choosing our own healthy management strategies. And so we don't want to use our sense of humor to put a damper on someone else's management strategy. Connect with others. Relationships are so crucial to life. You need to surround yourself by people that encourage you to choose healthy management strategies and people that can really help you stop, breathe, and think about situations so that if you do escape into a state of exhaustion, you can pull yourself back in and you can really focus on, dealing with the situation, changing your situations, changing your reactions so that you can truly feel satisfied with your quality of life. We also want to make sure that we communicate expectations as necessary. So a good example of this healthy management strategy is to think about the holidays, right? Think about, kids and people in our lives might have certain expectations with what's supposed to happen on, let's say, Easter. Maybe they have certain expectations of what they're supposed to get in their Easter basket, or maybe what Santa Claus is going to bring and put under the Christmas tree. Maybe those expectations don't necessarily align with your family's budget or with your family's travel plans or your situation. If in advance of this anticipated stressor, you communicate your expectations to all parties involved, you are less likely to have to deal with your reactive emotions and deal with that stressor in the moment. And then you can, accept the stressor instead of having to try to avoid it as you go through your holiday activities. Be willing to ask for help and to accept the help that you request. So many of us think that, we need to work through life and it's only us. We're the only people on our team. Well, remember that people and relationships are our strongest tool for working through life's difficulties. And they're also the people that we want to celebrate our milestones with. So be willing to ask for help and to accept help. And when someone asks you for help in return, remember that it's kind of reciprocal, okay? Someday you're going to need a help, so if you can lend a helping hand now or a listening ear right now, it's going to pay off in the future. Be sure to practice healthy habits. If you're eating a healthy plate of food with all of your meals and healthy snacks, drinking enough water, getting enough fruits and vegetables into your diet, you are going to be able to deal with stress more effectively. If you're getting a quality and quantity amount of sleep each day, you're going to be able to deal with those stressors, because you're going to have the energy in your mind and your body's going to work through those stressors more effectively. We also want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with safe environments so you're not going to harm yourself or harm others. As we choose our healthy management strategies, like I mentioned over and over again, you're going to choose whether you're going to change the situation or change your reaction. We don't want to sift off into this exhaustion stage. You want to accept the fact that stressors are here, they're at where we live, they're where we work or where we play, and we want to take those stressors and we want to make them positive so that we can truly accomplish all of our dreams. Thank you for joining me today for our Extension Ed Talk focused on stress management. If you have questions about stress management where you live, work, and play, feel free to contact your Kansas State Research and Extension Office located in every county across the state of Kansas. You can access our resources online by calling our offices or by dropping by and visiting them. We would love to help you work through an evaluation process to determine where the stressors are impacting your life the most and to develop some action plans for healthy living so that you can truly deal with stress in the most positive and impactful way possible.